What's up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video of The Ridge, a multi-million-dollar custom home being built out here in sunny California. It's not very sunny today, but this is what we call working weather. It's like 60 degrees right now, overcast. This fog is going to stay until right around noon, and we're just going to get this place banged out. If you guys have any questions regarding literally anything, drop them in the comments below. I'll get to you as quick as possible, and if I can't, we have a ton of knowledgeable people in our community that can help you out. Send it.
That's good sense.
This plate-to-plate stabila has been our go-to level for quite some time. I try to use a laser every now and then, the PLS 6G SYS kit, but this guy is tried and true.
No.
Oh, I thought it was too.
Yeah, so did I. It was a phone.
Now that's breaking good. Give her a pin, and then I'll check her for point. Nail it off. You want to match up the bottoms on all your sheets and make sure that you have the same exact reveal all the way down top to bottom. And that is when the 8Ds come into play. We throw these in between each sheet and it leaves us perfectly spaced with that thickness. From there, all we have to do is match up our bottoms and everything comes out good. If you're doing a very long wall, 30-40 feet, you want to throw up a couple sheets, check it for plumb, make any adjustments you need to, and then keep on sheeting. Until you die, Fox.
There's no guarantees except for the guaranteed death.
Death and taxes.
Death and taxes. Oh yeah, bring it back with.
That's awesome. Are you positive?
Alrighty guys, here we go. Alright, up to daisy.
That's a tight one.
Alright, I like it. I like it. Oh yeah, these gotta go. Nice. Come on, get out of here. Aha! See ya! Alright, right on, man. Ooh, yeah.
This deck is massive. Wraps the whole backside of this place. All post and beam patio cover. Well, you know what they say, trim the bushes around the deck and it'll make it look bigger. So hopefully they don't put too much landscaping. So right now what we're doing is getting a super highway of sheets ran all the way down the back side here. They're gonna flip up and over as soon as all this is glued and ready to go. I still need ring shanks, I don't have nails yet. Once we get our rings, we'll go ahead and start gluing all this PL 400 all the way down, flop our sheets, nail them off.
It was all basically subfloor wood and huge.
This tool is a lifesaver.
Just huge. And but we had to cut down about
Perfect.
I don't know, like
Links in the description below.
50.
Right now we're buttoning up all of our hold downs, making sure that we are good to go. I've explained this to you guys before, but hold downs don't have to be tight here to the plate. The anchor bolts, on the other hand, the anchor bolts fasten the plate to the concrete slab. These guys fasten a structural member, in this case a double 2x, down to the plate. That itself doesn't hold the plate down. The structural member that it is SDS to holds it down. Inspectors have given me crap before about having at least 3 threads above the nut. If you think about how a nut and a bolt works, if the thing is completely threaded on, it doesn't matter if there's anything above it. You could have 1 thread or you can have 100 threads. It's not going to change what strength it has or what it's doing. I want to call BS on that, but we do it anyways just to keep them happy. When it comes to having inspections, you want to keep your inspector as happy as possible. So pro tip on that, find what they're into, whether it be football, baseball, basketball, soccer, politics. I don't even care if you don't like it, talk to them about it. That's how you do it. One of the local inspectors here got fired a couple years back for attempting to push a contractor off of a 2nd-story roof after they got into a little incident. Safe to say that he didn't talk about the happy things, like politics or soccer or football. We were originally planning on doing all the shear panel right here because we didn't have the glue and hardware we needed for the deck. My pops just got back though and has everything for us for all the subfascia and everything else. It's got a sweet detail that I'm going to show you guys later on where I can explain it a bit better, more visual, where you guys can see how it works for the drainage on the outside here. It's going to be awesome. But we're going to switch our focus. Instead of hopping on sheathing, which we can do as soon as this is done, we're going to hop on decks and get this all decked out. The way this is going to work, we have our joist, we have OSB, we have TPO, which is a membrane, and then we have 2x4 sleepers on top of that, and then we finally have redwood decking on top of that. It's crazy, there's a lot going on, but we're going to hop to this real quick. We're going to start dropping sheets. Go back to you. Fine, you can have that side, box. Shall we? Yes. We shall. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the fascia detail that we've got. So we're going to cut these guys back here. We're going to be 3.5 inches from green plate out. This is on a 2 degree, so we're going to have to cut that on a 2 degree as well. So we're going to have sub fascia that runs right along up here once we cut all these back. That'll nail on just like that. We're going to have a 1/2 inch shim in between here and finished fascia. When they do their TPO, they're going to run drip edge, and it's going to go down the sub fascia here. So anytime water goes down onto that TPO and drains out, it's not going to drain out over finished fascia. It's going to drain out through the finished fascia and the sub fascia. I'm excited to see how this detail works out. 3.5, and then it's a 2 degree angle. Now we'll snap from here to there and cut all these. But this degree is going to change on every part of this deck because the distance from the stem wall here to the slab where the ledger's at is different everywhere. But the height drop is the same all around. Alright, so we've got this block set up like that. Long point of a 2 degree, which is what we're going to be cutting on here. I snapped it from here, which is our mark, all the way down to the other side. What we're going to do is take this right here and put it right up against that. Now when I mark that, it's going to mark 2 degrees, which is plumb, meaning our fascia is going to be perfect right up and down. We'll go through and mark all of them like that, then run through and saw cut all of them, similar to how you would if you were cutting tails on a roof. I do too. So now those are all ready to go. We're ready for sub fascia all along this side here. We're gonna do the same thing out here. It's getting a little late though. We might take off, call it a day, but we need to do the same thing out here. We have to cut back all these tails here, and then we can run our sheathing all the way flush out to the end of our sub fascia once sub fascia's on. We're getting there though, guys. Good progress, definitely good progress. Jake got the majority of this wrapped up today. Now he's working out over on that side there where the outdoor kitchen is gonna be. This place has an outdoor kitchen. That's pretty freaking rad. We're trailing along behind him. It like makes the back of this house. And then imagine this big old roof coming over with post and beam. It's gonna be really nice. We made good progress today, guys. I got these tails cut over here. I'm gonna show you. And we're ready to hang some sub fascia out there, but we have the rest of these tails to cut still too. We'll do that tomorrow morning before we hang any of this sub fascia, to where we can just blow and go and get it done. But all these tails cut right along here using the little gauge that I showed you. They came out perfect and everything is good to go to hang some fascia. When you cut tails like that or joist, whatever it may be, you want to make sure that they are perfectly plumb. That way your fascia goes on and it's perfectly plumb. If not, whatever your tails do, that's what your fascia is going to follow. So you want to make sure that that's dialed in before hanging your sub. We have a valley piece that comes out at a 36 degree, another one that ties in up there. Everything ties together. Some goofy little angles up in here though. And then this main section is going to drag all the way out the whole way. And then once you're out here, they've got an outdoor kitchen. We've built a few outdoor kitchens. Must be nice. My kitchen is inside. But we're going to go ahead and head on out for the day. Like I told you though, I want to explain some shear panel, some shear nailing and stuff. So we're going to go over that in just a bit. So don't leave the video just yet. We're going to get some tools rolled up and I'll be right back. In the last episode, we talked about perforated shear, having a hold down here, everything in between is your shear wall, and having an opening in it. You have to do that strap detail top and bottom, header and sill, and run your straps from end to end. Now, if you don't have that and you just have a typical shear wall, I want to talk to you guys about the OSB on the outside, or your plywood, or your zip system, whatever it is you may use. Now, right up over here, I'm going to put our shear wall schedule. you will have a small little triangle with a number or a letter designated for what shear wall it is. That's what's going to tell us what we need to nail off our sheathing at, whether it be 6 and 12, 3 and 12, 2 and 12. Not only that, but it's going to tell you what you need to break your shear on, whether it be a single 2x6, maybe it's a 3x. When you have a 3x bottom plate, for instance, you have to break all of your shear panel on a 3x as well. Little things like that you'll find over here in the shear wall schedule. On your structural set of plans, you're going to have all of your shear walls marked out. It'll have hold down to hold down, line in between, and you're going to have that triangle. In that triangle, it's going to tell you what your shear wall schedule is. From there, you can see what you need to break on, whether it be a 2x or a 3x. Along with that, it's going to tell you what to nail off at. And that's what we're going to talk about next, is how to nail off and how to properly nail off. I've seen a lot of people get really confused with this. It's something very simple, but until you learn it, you just don't know. So before we get into talking about these shear nailing schedules and how they work, I want to tell you guys this. On a shear wall, you do not want to have any piece of your shear panel, your OSB, being less than 24 inches. Your inspector will call you on it, and you will have to replace the thing. So if you have a hold down out here and a hold down in here, every single sheet should be 2 feet or bigger. So as long as you span 2 bays or more, you're perfectly fine. But you don't want to put in some tiny little piece, because that won't work. As you guys saw with my mistake that I showed you earlier, that will not fly. So now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about actually nailing off. You have 2 types of nails. You have perimeter nails, which is down the sheet, across the bottom, up that side, and across the top. The whole perimeter of the sheet. So if you're nailing off a 6 and 12 pattern, 6 is going to be your perimeter nailing and 12 is going to be your field nailing. So we've got perimeter nailing down. The perimeter of the sheet, first number in your nail pattern, if you're nailing a 6 and 12, you're going to spread your nails out every 6 inches. Now we've covered perimeter nailing, let's talk about field nailing. You have a stud here. You have one here, and one here at the end. The 2 studs in the center, this one right here and this one right here, are going to be your field nailing. That is the second number on your nail pattern. So if you're doing a 6 and 12, your field nails are going to be every 12 inches. You'll start here and nail every 12 inches all the way up the stud. And that's all there is to it. You have your perimeter nailing, and then you have your field nailing. I'm going to throw our shear schedules back up over here to where you guys can take a look at them and just check it out to see what it shows. You guys can pause the video right now if you'd like to and look at them. But there will be multiple different options for us to use, and depending on the shear wall, we'll have to do either a 6 and 12 nailing, or sometimes it's a 4. If we get tight, it's a 3 or a 2. And when you get to the big crazy walls, sometimes you'll have a 3x or a 4x for a hold down, and you have to stagger nail. And if you're doing a 2 and 12 pattern, if you guys ever do that, you'll see just how tight the nailing gets. Your nails are now 1 inch apart all the way up. But that's what they call for. Structural engineer made that happen and put it on paper for us. We just follow what they say. But that's shear nailing, guys. It's simple. You have your perimeter nailing and you have your in the field, which is the 2 studs there. I'm going to give you guys one last example though, just to clear something up, because I have a feeling we might bring up a little bit of confusion. Now, if your sheet lands on the edge of a window, or you have to cut a window out, think of perimeter nailing as the outside of the sheet no matter what. So if you have a window, you're still going to nail 6 all the way down here, 6 all the way along the header, and all the way along the sill. It does not change. If it is on the outside of a sheet, no matter what the sheet looks like, you're going to nail it off at that first number in your shear pattern. But that's a wrap, guys. I'm going to get on out of here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, big thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button down below. Join one of the raddest building channels here on YouTube. I try to break things down and make it as simple for you guys to understand as possible. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to frame houses. That is why I'm here. But that's a wrap, guys. I'm going to go ahead and head on out. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, big thumbs up, subscribe button down below. If you have any questions regarding anything, please drop them in the comments below. I'll get to you, and if I can't, someone will. See you guys next time. Bang on.